just for me but for my family, and it's going to pay off in the future. So for now I just have to.
I cried pretty much every day this camp, been going through so much, and these guys have kept me stuck together. Anything, give me whoever you want, get me to fight wherever you want, I'll stay.
Dakota Ditcheva has become one of the most exciting fighters in women's MMA. She may look calm and gentle outside the cage, but inside it, she is a storm. With 14 wins, 13 of them by stoppage, she has one of the best finishing rates in the sport. Almost every time she fights, someone gets hurt, someone gets dropped, and someone gets stopped. This rewritten script looks back at her top 10 most brutal finishes. Each moment shows why many fans believe she will soon be one of the biggest stars in the world. Here are the fights where Dakota turned the cage into her playground and showed no mercy to anyone standing in front of her. 10. Dakota Ditcheva vs. Jenny Line. Dakota's first MMA fight took place on April 10, 2021. Even though she was new to the sport, she already had strong experience from Muay Thai. Because of that, she handled herself like someone who had been fighting for years. From the opening bell, it was obvious that Jenny Line could not match Dakota's speed or power. Dakota attacked with fast kicks and clean punches, slowly breaking down her opponent. Jenny tried to stay in the fight, but her defense started falling apart. When Dakota noticed Jenny was tired and slowing down, she moved in for the finish. She landed sharp elbows and hard knees to the body. Jenny tried getting back up after being taken down, but Dakota struck her with a spinning elbow and another brutal knee. After that, the referee had no choice but to stop the fight. It was Dakota's first MMA appearance, and she made it clear she was not here to play around. 9. Dakota Ditcheva vs. Carrie Isom. Dakota continued to show the MMA world what she could do in her fight against Carrie Isom. Carrie tried to close the distance early, but she quickly learned that moving toward Dakota was a dangerous idea. Dakota's kicks kept landing clean and sharp, and at one point she even landed a front kick right to Carrie's face. Dakota followed it with a powerful hook, and her opponent started backing up. Inside the clinch, Dakota used her elbows and knees just like a Muay Thai veteran. She even attempted the same spinning elbow she used in her previous fight. Carrie was tough and tried to survive, but Dakota soon decided to take the fight to the ground. Once on top, she dominated completely, landing heavy strikes until the referee stepped in. Dakota walked away with another TKO victory and moved to 2-0. 8. Dakota Ditcheva vs. Patricia Borges. To end 2021 with a strong performance, Dakota accepted a fight with Patricia Borges. Patricia knew Dakota was the better striker, so she tried to hold Dakota tightly and slow the fight down. She grabbed onto her repeatedly, almost like a desperate hug. But even though Patricia tried hard, she could not control Dakota for long. One interesting thing about Patricia is that her guard position on the ground can be dangerous for some fighters. But Dakota handled it like a professional. She avoided the traps and escaped the bad positions. Once she got back to her feet, she turned into a machine. Dakota began pounding Patricia with strong ground and pound. Strike after strike landed, and the referee stepped forward to stop the fight. Dakota ended the year with another dominant performance and still had not been in trouble in any fight. 7. Dakota Ditcheva vs. Simona Silva. On January 15, 2022, Dakota faced Simona Silva. Simona once had a solid record, but she had been losing many fights recently. Still, she was experienced enough to be a real test. Dakota started the fight aggressively, landing a hard kick followed by a clean boxing combination. Simona backed up to the fence and Dakota worked her over in the clinch until Simona dropped to the ground. On the ground, Dakota surprised many fans by threatening submissions from the bottom. Even though she is known for striking, she showed everyone she was dangerous in every area. Simona became the first person to survive the first round against Dakota. But surviving the first round did not make things any easier. In round 2, Dakota picked up the pace. She intercepted Simona with heavy punches and hammered her with a strong knee. That knee broke Simona's will, and the follow-up strikes forced the referee to stop the fight. It was another finish for Dakota, another statement win, and another opponent who could not handle her power. 6. Dakota Ditcheva vs. Hasna Gabor. Dakota built her reputation on the regional fight scene, and soon she got the call from the PFL. Her first opponent in the major league was Hasna Gaber, who had a record of 3-1. The moment the fight started, Hasna came forward, and Dakota used that to her advantage. She landed a clean right hand that instantly shifted the fight in her favor. Then she fired a front kick that sent Hasna backward. In the clinch, Dakota crushed Hasna with a knee to the body. Hasna folded, unable to recover, and the referee stepped in. The entire fight lasted only 58 seconds, and Dakota made a perfect first impression in the PFL. 5. Dakota Ditcheva vs. Catherine Koragianis. Before her first submission win, Dakota was scheduled to fight Catherine Koragianis, an undefeated American who also finished all her previous opponents. But Dakota quickly showed why there are levels to this sport. Catherine tried to close the distance but walked straight into Dakota's right hand. She fired back with her own attacks but left herself open for counters. Dakota dragged her into deep waters and began landing heavy shots. At one point, Catherine held on tightly like a koala clinging to a tree, but Dakota broke free with a vicious knee. She followed it with a clean boxing combination. When Dakota sensed that Catherine was hurt, she went in for the finish. A strong right hand sealed the fight and gave Dakota another knockout victory. 4. Dakota Ditcheva vs. Lisa Malden. On April 4, 2024, Dakota faced Lisa Malden, who was on a 3-fight winning streak. Dakota began the fight with a sharp kick, then followed with a big left hand and a front kick. She attacked the legs with another strong kick before charging in like a leader guiding an army. Lisa tried to take Dakota down and almost locked in a submission, but Dakota escaped and turned things around. It became clear that keeping Dakota on the ground was nearly impossible. Back on the feet, Dakota started attacking Lisa's body with brutal precision. She targeted the liver over and over again. Lisa crouched like she had been stabbed with a spear. Her energy drained out of her, and she had nothing left to fight back with. Dakota continued her attack until the referee stepped in. It was another first-round finish, built entirely on smart and powerful body shots. 3. Dakota Ditcheva vs. Chelsea Hackett. Chelsea Hackett entered the cage with strong striking experience, including 23 kickboxing fights. But even with that background, she could not keep up with Dakota. From the opening moment, Dakota overwhelmed her with powerful punches. Chelsea fell to the canvas, and once they clinched, she absorbed cruel knees to the body. Chelsea tried to escape, but Dakota chased her with a fast and clean combination. The referee stopped the fight to protect Chelsea from taking unnecessary damage. Dakota's speed, power, and timing were simply too much to handle. 2. Dakota Ditcheva vs. Jenna Bishop. In August 2024, Dakota entered the PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament. In the semifinals, she fought Jenna Bishop, a submission specialist with a 7-1 record. Dakota attacked immediately, pushing Jenna back and landing hard shots to the body. Jenna tried to make it a grappling match, but Dakota refused to let her slow the fight down. Dakota kept forcing Jenna into uncomfortable positions and hit her with clean strikes whenever she tried to move forward. Eventually, a perfect knee landed, sending Jenna straight to her knees. The referee rushed in to stop the fight, giving Dakota another huge finish and a spot in the tournament final. Before we get to the #1 finish, it's important to remember 2 key moments from Dakota's rise. These fights were not just wins. They showed her heart, toughness, and ability to push through challenges. They also helped her win her first major championship. Honorable mention, #1, Dakota Ditcheva vs. Cornelia Holm. On September 30th, 2023, Dakota stepped into the semifinals of the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Tournament. She faced Cornelia Holm, a tough Swedish fighter with strong grappling. This turned out to be one of Dakota's most difficult fights, especially in the early rounds. Dakota began with an inside leg kick that clearly bothered Holm. Holm didn't want to strike with Dakota because she understood how dangerous Dakota's strikes were. Instead, Holm tried to drag the fight into the clinch over and over again, hoping to use her strength to slow Dakota down. For most of the first round, Holm held Dakota against the cage. It looked like Holm's plan might work, but near the end of the round, Dakota broke free and landed a strong knee to Holm's body. You could see the pain on Holm's face. It was a warning of what was coming next. In round 2, Dakota took full control. She pushed Holm back and unleashed another series of powerful strikes, forcing Holm to hold on again. Dakota's pace was non-stop, and her strikes were accurate. Eventually, Holm began to tire. Her attempts at takedowns became weaker, and she could not control the clinch anymore. By the time round 3 began, Holm was exhausted. Dakota studied her carefully, waiting for the perfect moment. Then she exploded with a clean combination that dropped Holm to the canvas. The final kick was strong enough to end the fight instantly. The referee jumped in, and Dakota walked away with a third-round finish. This fight showed her patience, her cardio, and her ability to break down opponents round after round. Honorable mention number 2. Dakota Ditcheva versus Valentina Skitidze. After beating Holm, Dakota advanced to the final of the 2023 PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Tournament. Her opponent was the exciting Italian fighter, Valentina Skitidze, known for her aggressive style. The moment the fight started, Skitidze charged forward, trying to pressure Dakota immediately. Dakota responded with clean strikes and 2 sharp front kicks that pushed Skitidze backward. Whenever Skitidze tried to attack, Dakota met her with powerful knees in the clinch. The difference in striking levels was obvious. Skitidze went for a takedown, hoping to escape the strikes, but Dakota was too strong. She stopped the attack and punished Skitidze again, with knees to the body. The way Dakota controlled the clinch reminded many fans of Anderson Silva when he destroyed Rich Franklin with knees. Dakota forced Skitidze into those same painful positions, again and again. Then Dakota landed a huge right hand that snapped Skitidze's head back. The attack continued, and every strike made the damage worse. By the end of the round, Skitidze's face was swollen and bloody, almost unrecognizable. When the doctor checked her between rounds, he stopped the fight. Skitidze could no longer continue. With that, Dakota became the 2023 PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Champion. It was one of the most dominant performances of her career. 1. Dakota Ditcheva versus Taila Santos. Fast forward to 2024. Dakota once again found herself in the final, this time in the much bigger and much more competitive PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament. This was the moment she had worked toward for years, but standing across from her was the toughest opponent she had ever faced, Taila Santos. Taila Santos is no ordinary fighter. She is one of the only women in the world who came very close to beating Valentina Shevchenko, who is considered one of the greatest female fighters of all time. Many fans believed Taila was too experienced and too skilled for Dakota. Some people even said Dakota was rising too fast and wasn't ready for someone like Taila. But Dakota did not seem shaken. She looked calm and focused. From the start of the fight, Dakota studied Taila with patience. She tested Taila's defense using smart kicks, looking for openings. She moved carefully, knowing that Taila was a dangerous counterstriker. Taila tried to push forward and clinch, hoping to slow Dakota down and use her strength. Dakota struck her with clean punches that sent a message. This fight would not be easy. Then out of nowhere, Dakota found the opening she needed. Taila stepped in with a punch, and Dakota fired her signature knee from the clinch. The knee landed perfectly, right on target. Taila's legs wobbled. Dakota saw it instantly and went into full attack mode. She threw powerful strikes like rockets, forcing Taila to retreat. Taila tried to grab onto Dakota again, but Dakota continued to land knees and punches. The pressure was too much. Taila collapsed toward the canvas. Dakota charged with a final barrage, and the referee jumped in to stop the fight. The arena exploded. At that moment, Dakota Ditcheva became the new PFL Women's Flyweight Champion. She had beaten one of the toughest fighters in the world and proved to everyone that she belonged at the top. Fans on social media exploded with reactions. Many called it her best performance ever. Others said it was her true arrival as a superstar in the sport. No matter what people said, one thing was clear. Dakota Ditcheva had made history. Dakota Ditcheva is more than just a fighter with knockout power. She is a rising superstar with talent, confidence, and the ability to finish fights in many different ways. She wins with knees, elbows, punches, and kicks. She wins standing up and on the ground. She fights with intelligence and aggression. She adapts quickly and stays calm even under pressure. Her record speaks for itself, but her performances speak even louder. Fight after fight, she shows why the MMA world is paying attention to her. Whether she is landing body kicks, destroying opponents in the clinch, or surprising them with explosive counters, she continues to grow into one of the most dangerous fighters in women's MMA. These top 10 finishes are only the beginning of what she can do. Fans are excited to see her next fights and witness her journey as she becomes one of the biggest names in the sport. From her violent debut to her championship-winning performance, Dakota Ditcheva has proven one thing again and again. She is here to dominate.